This is the Maid of the Loch, the very last paddle steamer to be built in Britain. She was built in 1953 on River Clyde in Glasgow and brought to Loch Lomond by train in sections before being assembled on the loch side. Monasteries and castles. The island we are approaching on our right is the largest of these islands. This is the island of Inchmurrin. Inchmurrin is 1.5 miles long by 1/2 mile wide and is the largest inland island in Great Britain. The island has been inhabited since the 6th century when the monks of St Mirren set up a monastery. The castle was a stronghold of the Galbraith clan, who had a small foothold over some territories around Loch Lomond at that time, before their move to Ireland in the 17th century. The next island we are passing on the right is the island of Inchmone, which in Gaelic means island of peat. For centuries the inhabitants of the surrounding area used Inchmone as their source of peat fuel, rowing out to the island during the summer months to cut and gather ahead of the winter months, when the dried peat would be used to burn in fires. With intricate networks of rails and makeshift canals for transporting the whisky onto boats for smuggling it to the mainland. According to local legend, when excise men were searching the area, men from the surrounding villages would take to their boats singing loudly as they rowed to alert the smugglers. Also home to 2 ospreys which nest in the area. The bird of prey is a protected species and they're thought to be only around 250 pairs in Britain. Supplied bows for his archers in the Scottish Army. These valuable trees would have been planted here to protect cattle, as yew tree bark is poisonous to wildlife. Human history on the island may date back even further still. Stone tools were once found on Inchmone which could date back as far as 5000 BC. Led an expedition into Scotland to re-establish Norwegian control over Scotland's Western Isles. The Viking flotilla entered Scotland from the west coast and was able to sail to neighbouring Loch Lomond, where a breakaway fleet led by King Magnus of Man were commanded to drag their longboats 1.5 miles overland to Loch Lomond. Including wildcats, deer and goats, as well as around 200 species of birds that inhabit or visit the loch site, the most renowned of these being golden eagles, falcons and osprey. The loch itself is also home to around 14 species of fish, the most prominent being salmon and sea trout. There's also a rare type of freshwater herring called powan, which can only be found in 3 other lochs in Scotland.